Hey guys, welcome to the video. Here I'm going to give you my 5 top tips to get into running. Before we get started though, I just want to quickly introduce myself. So my name is Richard Salmon, I'm from London and I'm currently in Melbourne, Australia. And I should also say that I'm a personal trainer as well. So in terms of running, I've always ran, I suppose you could say. Like as a kid I used to do it, I used to get involved in all the sports days, doing a lot of different running events, and then in secondary school, or high school as you might call it in the US, I used to get involved in all the sports days there. I used to do, I think I did a lot of different types of running. So I did 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, I don't think I ever did 800. I did 1500 meters, and I used to do cross country running as well. So yeah, I used to I guess try all the different types, and I was always reasonable at all of them. I guess probably the best way of putting it. Like I definitely wasn't the best, although I did win a few times. I guess most of the wins I had were, I think it was around the 1500 meter mark. Don't remember winning anything at cross country, and definitely didn't win anything at 100 meter or 200 meters. So I guess middle distance you might call it. So yeah, so I guess I've always ran, and then on top of that, so that's just in school, and then outside of school, what did I do? I think I did some 5Ks, some 10Ks, and in 2012 I did a half marathon. So my background is, yeah, there's always been a fair bit of running, I suppose you could say, in there. Now, so yeah, my last half marathon was 2012, and then I took like a bit of a break. This was supposed to be a really brief introduction about who I am, but whatever. So now we're in 2018. So some time has gone by since that half marathon in 2012. But now I am intending on running a marathon. So as I said, I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and my intention is to run the Canberra Marathon, which I think is in the middle of April. So currently we are, just check, currently it's the 21st of February. So I've got a few weeks until the Canberra Marathon, and I'm currently training for that now. So yesterday I did my first half marathon since that half marathon I did in London in 2012. It was painful, really painful. Anyway, in future videos I'm likely to talk about my current training, but as I said here, I want to give you my 5 sort of top tips of just how to get into running. So the first one, you know, if you're thinking about getting into running, so maybe, I don't know, we're still sort of like in the new year, 2018, February, maybe you want to get more active. Maybe, you know, you're seeing on TV, everyone's running, and you're like, do you know what, I've never really done that, I want to do it. Or maybe you've been inspired by friends or family or whatever. So you're thinking about running. My first suggestion is to walk. Okay, now there's some rationale behind that. So you want to get into running, but let's give walking a go first, sort of like the step behind or step before running. Put some trainers on and just get outside and just basically start walking. Like go for maybe start with like a 10-minute walk if you're not currently doing a lot of walking. Maybe go for a 20-minute walk, half an hour walk, an hour walk. Basically give walking a go, okay, if you're not already doing so, and see if you like it. Do you like the activity? Do you like walking around your local area? Do you like listening to music as you walk? Do you like thinking as you walk? Do you enjoy the process basically of walking? Okay, and if you do, then I guess progress to the second tip. So the second tip is to try running. Okay, so you've done walking, you liked it, maybe you loved it, and now you want to give running a go. Now again, we're sort of like we're not there yet for running properly. We've done walking and now we're going to give running a go. Okay, so what I mean by that is, again with your trainers, put the trainers on, go for a light jog. Or start walking and then sort of like progress to a light jog. And then walk for a bit. And then a light jog. And then walk for a bit. Those are with your normal trainers. Or if you've got a family member or a friend who's got some running shoes and like a similar size to you, again, put them on and again, go for a walk, go for a little jog, go for a walk, go for a little jog, go for a longer jog, you know, maybe start with like, you know, just maybe 30-second jogging, then walk, then maybe raise it to about a minute. And then, if you like it, you know, you've gone for like a few jogs, you've gradually raised it from like, you know, 30 seconds to maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Okay, you're going for jogging for like 10 minutes and you're liking it. Maybe you've got your music in your ears or whatever, you're thinking about other stuff and you just enjoy it. Okay, so let's go back. So you've done walking, you liked it. You've gone for like a light jog, you liked it. Okay, so now we're going to move to step number 3, or the third tip. And that is create a goal. That goal has to be specific, but it doesn't have to be humongous. It doesn't have to be, you know, yes, I want to run an ultra marathon in 4 weeks. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't, like, you want it to be specific and you want it to be attainable, okay? So it could be something simple. It could be local park. You want to run around the local park without stopping. Yeah, whatever pace, the pace doesn't matter at this point. So you just want to run around the local park without stopping. That could be a goal. Yeah, that's a perfectly good initial running goal. Or it could be, you want to do a 5K. Yeah, maybe there's a local 5K event in whatever area you live in. It could be a park run. If you're not familiar with park runs, I think it's a global organisation which organises free 5K events. I'll put the link in the description below. But yeah, it could be like a 5K and you want to complete a 5K. So again, going from nothing, you know, you're not a runner, you don't do running, you know, you just about walk. You know, going from there to doing a 5K, huge step. Yeah, so take it slowly. That'd be a wonderful goal that you could then do to kind of like, yeah, to basically sort of get into running in a really sort of really sensible, sort of safe way. Like, you know, it's hopefully attainable, and there's a journey there that you can go on, and you know, should you then complete the 5K, you know, there's a huge sort of sense of satisfaction that you'll get from doing that. So yeah, with the third tip is, once you've decided you're going to give running a really good go, pick a specific goal. Okay, so the fourth tip is all about equipment. Now, as we mentioned, I think in step 2, you know, you maybe briefly tried on your mate's running shoes and you give that a go, but you know, in the long term, that's not going to be okay. Like, one, your mate might want to keep his running shoes and probably doesn't want your nasty feet in them. So you're committed to running, you've got your goal. The first tip would be to get some proper running shoes. Go to a local running store, and they'll look after you. They'll check how you run, they'll ask you lots of questions about maybe like your running history, they'll check your feet out, measurements, blah blah blah, and they'll get you some proper running shoes. How much would that cost? Depends. I'll probably say around, in pounds, maybe between 50 and £100 maybe. In dollars, I don't know, maybe between sort of $75 and $125 or something. So yeah, get running shoes. That would be the first step. Now, in terms of equipment, you know, outside of running shoes, everything sort of becomes optional. Now, what I mean by that is there are things which I'm now going to mention which I guess I use and lots of other runners use, but you don't necessarily need to. You don't need them. So I don't want you to sort of feel like, oh man, I have to spend so much more money now than I just shelled out a decent amount for these running shoes. I have to buy more. You don't have to. But I'll mention them anyway. So the second thing I suggest, other than running shoes, is headphones and a running app. So headphones and a smartphone with a running app. I use something called Endomondo, and it's a running app which I use to basically track sort of, yeah, everything. My distances, my speed, my pace, my lap times. Yeah, it's a place where you can basically store all the stats, around your running. So yeah, I would recommend that. And again, with the headphones, it gives you sort of like your lap times, your pace times through your ear. Sort of like every kilometer, it will say you're running at, 6 minutes per kilometer. So you can get that sense of sort of like your own pacing. You can either speed up or you can slow down. And then I personally also listen to music. So again, I've got those headphones in to sort of listen to music, listen to the pacing, which the app provides. So yeah, you've got your running shoes, you've got a smartphone with the running app, and then you've got some headphones as well for the running app and for music. And then the other two optional extras which I'd suggest, which I use a running band. So I put that sort of on my arm here, and I basically put my phone in there, I put my credit card in there, and I put my house keys in there. I don't carry anything else, nothing else in my running shorts or my vest, like nothing else. So the other thing that I'd recommend, which again is optional, is a set of Bluetooth headphones as opposed to sort of conventional wired headphones. And the ones I use are Powerbeats 2. They're great for me. I've had them for over a year now, and absolutely fantastic. Yeah, they do the job perfectly. But yeah, the reason I suggest them is that just as I'm running, and for years I used to just use conventional headphones. Just the wire was sort of just like, as I'm going, it just sort of like getting in the way, and just, I don't know, I didn't like it. Again, it's not a necessity. You can definitely use wired headphones. You can definitely just run without headphones. Personally, I like the freedom. I like to just have nothing between sort of like where my phone is and my headphones. But like I said, it's basically personal preference. So that is basically, all of that is basically my fourth tip. So number 5 is choose a location to run. Now again, it's all up to you, it's personal preference. You can choose to go for a run around your block, like it's perfectly fine, like you're running, it doesn't matter, like that, it's just a street, it's a pavement, but whatever, it's available to you, it's just outside your door. Go for a run around your local block. I remember doing that when I was younger all the time. It's perfectly good. Other options include a local park. Where I live currently in Melbourne, we've got a lot of parks. So depending on how I'm feeling, I will just walk across the road, go to my local park, and just basically do a bit of stretching, and set everything up on my phone, get the running app going, and then basically I just start running, go for a jog, start running around my local park. Now on top of that, you've got a few other options. You've got park runs, as I've mentioned earlier as well. So again, there might be one local to you. I think they usually happen every Saturday morning. So you can basically look online, find your local park run, and wherever they choose to do it, that could be your running location. Or the last thing I mentioned is athletics tracks. Athletics tracks. Definitely saying that wrong. So you basically find a local athletics track and use that. Like when I was doing, when I was training for like 1500 meters or like the 400 meter events I did when I was younger, I used to go to a running track basically close to my school and use that. Like it didn't cost very much. I think it was like maybe 40 or 50 pounds a year. So I basically used to do that. Some of my friends used to just jump the gate and go over and just start running. Whatever, do whatever you want. Up to you. So yeah, that was awesome. It was nice for the variety actually. So like you can run in parks, you can run around the block, you can do park runs. But there's definitely like a different feeling of using your local track. Like it's you don't have to worry about bumping into other people. You can just keep going around and around. Maybe the main drawback is maybe it's a bit boring. But whatever, if you're focused, you've got your music, you've got some motivational music pumping in your ears, then maybe you don't care that like it's a bit dull. Like maybe it's actually quite nice to just have like a very simple track that you can just keep going around and around. So again, whatever floats your boat. Like there's so many different. One of the wonderful things about running. I'll go into the wonderful things about running maybe in future videos. But one of the nicest things about running is the fact that you can pretty much do it anywhere. you know, as we've mentioned, like you only need a pair of running shoes really, and you're good to go. So pick a place that you feel happy running in. That's basically it. Now, I said that we would do 5 top tips. I might have lied to you. There is definitely a 6th one. Let's call it bonus 6th. Alright, bonus 6th. And that is, how do you improve at running? So, you're probably bored of me saying this, but I'll do it again. So, we've done walking. You liked it. You've done jogging. You liked it. You've got all the equipment. You're ready to go. You found your location. It's a local park. You're ready to go. You've got your objective. It's a 5K or it's a park run. You know, got your objective. You're ready to go. How do you get better? How do you get better at running? Now again, that will definitely be a future video. But in short, you run. If you want to get good at anything, then you do it. You just keep doing it, and then over time, you know, if you follow the steps correctly, you'll almost certainly improve. And running's no different. If you want to get better at running, run more. Okay? But let's be more specific. So earlier I mentioned one of your goals might be just to run around your local park without stopping. So let's imagine that you started running, and after, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, you know, you started jogging, you got a bit faster, you're definitely running at this point, and after 5 minutes you're tired and you can't run anymore. Yeah, have you gone around your local park? No, you haven't. You've maybe gone around a quarter of your local park. Okay, so you remember that. Maybe you've got it tracked on your running app, or you either got it tracked on your running app, or maybe you've got a journal and you've noted it in your journal. So you did a quarter, you know, whatever. Monday the 3rd of March, you ran a quarter of your local park. Okay, maybe jot down the times as well. So then maybe you give yourself some rest, maybe 2 or 3 days, and you come back, and then you go again. And you might find that it's a quarter again. Maybe it's even a bit less. Don't worry. Again, take a bit more time off, take 2 or 3 days, or whatever long, so you don't feel any aches and pains anymore. And you give it another go. And maybe this time you do a bit more. Yeah, maybe you've even done, you know, a third of the local park. Definite improvement. Again, make a note of everything, and then give yourself a bit more time off, another few days, and do it again. And then you might notice that you've gone a bit further. And basically over the course of like a few weeks, or maybe even a couple of months, doesn't matter, like you find that, you know, by logging it, and then you'll basically begin to notice your progress. And then, you know, maybe within 2 months, you've gone round your local park. You don't stop at all, and you feel great. Yeah, you could run around again. Yeah, the beautiful thing about running is you can really see improvements. You know, you can just, if you keep doing it, your body will respond. You know, your muscles, your ligaments, your tendons, your cardiovascular system, your body as a whole will sort of respond to this new stimulus. Yeah, before you weren't running, now you do run, and your body's like, whoa, okay. Look, if you're gonna make me do this, if you're really gonna make me do this, then fine, I'm going to start to adapt. Basically, if you want to improve your running, run. Just keep doing it, keep logging it, and over time you'll begin to notice improvements. But anyway, I will make another video about this. So, like I said, this is just a bonus one, just sort of like add on to the other 5. Just because I felt like I couldn't do those 5 top tips and not talk about improvements. Seemed like it would be a bit of a waste. Okay, those are my 5, or maybe 6, top tips about how to get into running. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to write a comment, go for it. I'll try to respond to as many as I can. And please subscribe. Cheers. Thank you very much. Bye.